You get lost in your imperfections. You get lost in the things you want. But if you slow down for just 1 second, you might feel way better than you thought. And if you took a second to breathe, took a minute to cry, or maybe you would see that all this time I've been right here. Baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Maybe we could go and find a view if we need some entertainment. But we don't have to hurry, cause our conversation's always entertaining. And if you just want me to listen, I can do that too. Because all that I can do for you, I'll do. Oh yeah, baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now. Baby, I know it. Life can get hard, keep going. I just wanna be the one you need right now. Baby, would you turn and look at me right now? Me right now. What's going on? You can tell me everything that's going wrong. Only say the word will disappear somehow. All we gotta do is be right here, right now. Right now.
What is up? How's it going? I am Jason from Kin Homestead, and the lovely and talented and beautiful and amazing and wonderful Carrie will be joining me very soon because we got a little bit late of a start getting ready for the live stream, and she made everybody quesadillas. So I've got quesadillas sitting here, and she's giving them off to everybody else in the house too. No, Merlin. But now, my co-host Merlin, because I have food, go on. Yeah. I know, buddy. You're very excited. I'm going to have to close the door on you. So anyway, let's say hello to everybody that is here so far. I love this live stream because it's like all of the people that I'm most like close with all in one place, and I can chit chat with you. It's been a massive week, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about all the crazy things that are happening. So We got back to good, making it early. Thank you for coming to our sTEaD Talk. And Sean from Ozark Family Homestead, you made it. This is going to be a very interesting one because I got lots to talk about. And we ought to have fun. Thank you for coming to our sTEaD Talk. And James, thank you for coming to our sTEaD Talk. Super glad to see you. And Almost Homesteading, also super glad to see you. And also from Almost Homesteading, quesadillas. And they got leftover taco meat from yesterday. Freaking yummy. So I might be like doing one of these and like snacking throughout the entire live stream. But, you know, we always end up talking about food anyway, so. Right? Oh, that's what I can eat as a snack, right? We've got ideas galore out here. Oh, he said hi. Hi, James. Nice. And Almost Homesteading, I will be listening as I cook them. So we're going to start a whole trend. If you haven't eaten and you have the stuff to make quesadillas, we might as well all eat quesadillas together. Gardening Warrior, what's happening? Thank you for coming to our sTEaD Talk. Just finished feeding, is that Beatties or Beasties? Now myself listening. Awesome. And Kathy Adams, hello. Welcome to our sTEaD Talk. I suspect that there may be more people in this live stream than normal because of some of the things that I have to talk about. So, and if you're just lurking, hello, and welcome to our sTEaD Talk. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Merlin tonight because he knows that I have food, and he can't be left with quesadillas. Hello, bud. So let me just take advantage of this. What do you think about living off grid on a homestead? Are you a happy boy? You're a happy boy. Yeah, you are. Yeah, so let's see what you guys got to say. I'm actually, like, there's some announcements and stuff that I want to make, but I don't want to make them until Carrie's here so that we can all chit-chat together. So from Sean, hope the exciting news is the moving van is loaded up and I'll be seeing you in a few days. Not quite that exciting, but exciting nonetheless. Yeah, we're gonna have to shut him out. Yeah, you can close the door all the way. There we go.
Right.
Sweet. Now we're like. So, everybody, let's welcome the lovely and talented and beautiful and only reason that this whole train stays on the tracks, Carrie, to the live stream as well.
Hey.
We're all we're gonna be snacking.
I'm eating.
We're gonna snack.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
Doesn't that look good?
It does. It is very tasty. Almost Homesteading, it's all good. We're like family. You can eat in front of us. Yeah.
If it bothers you, just turn away and you just close your eyes.
Just listen. Pretend like it's a podcast.
That's funny.
James, I meant Merlin said hi when you called him your co-host. Yeah. Everybody, like, we all know when it comes to these live streams, I'm chopped liver. So when it's, Carrie's the star of the show, or Merlin, when he happens to be starring in the show as well. So I just wanted to do a quick little channel update because we've had quite a fantastic week, and I want to show you some of the things that have happened. So we started the week with 1,500 subscribers. We're now up to 4,630 some, otherwise known as 4.63K in YouTube terms. But this is super exciting because we have seen very little, if any, growth on our YouTube, and it's starting to move, right? And that's super exciting. Now, we started our the week on the Clock app, otherwise known as TikTok. I'm just gonna say it. I don't really care if the platform doesn't like it. We started the week on TikTok with 196,000 followers on TikTok, and I made a video that went crazy. It's up to just shy of 5 million views right now, and the result of that, is this. We basically overnight shot up to 402,000 followers and got up to 1.5 million likes. I think we had like, I don't know, maybe 500,000 likes or 600,000 likes or something.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, it's pretty crazy. And then, yeah, it's been unbelievable. That video has like 12,000 comments on it, and I try to keep up with it as much as I can, but at some point it's just like can't do it anymore. But the conversations that were happening in the chat or in the comment section were awesome. There was some awesome conversations that were happening as a result of it. And we set out to try and help people who want to live off grid or create a homestead. We wanted to help them to accomplish that. And I think this is like I actually feel like we're doing it now, which is, I don't know, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, big things are happening, and it's resulting in all kinds of other attention, which we'll get to later. There was something really interesting that happened yesterday, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the live stream, if that's all right with you. Let's check the chat.
Yeah.
Almost homesteading. Everyone is chopped livered at James Myers when a doggy is present.
It's funny.
You know what? I fully understand. Dogs are my favorite people. Except for her, because she's my favorite person. But in general, as a rule, dogs are my favorite people. Then... Yeah, you, Merlin, and then, it depends on the week, but then there might be like several people that I ran into at a gas station, and then, but
that's funny.
Yeah. No, all Merlin and the 5 kids, they jockey for position every week, depending on what's going on.
You know what? I'm with you on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Phoenix said no.
Kathy, wow, congratulations! Thank you so much, Kathy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, and I don't know. I think we all, especially in this niche of YouTube and TikTok and content creators in general, the off-grid living and homesteading niche is one of the most like community-based niches I think I've ever seen. There's very little like competition or anything else like that. It's like everybody wants to take their knowledge and create this like base of knowledge for people who want to learn how to live life the way that we do. And I mean, we collectively, like all of us homesteaders out there, and I just think it's so cool that having set out with that purpose to try and help people to accomplish this goal is really actually starting to happen.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's shocking. I had no idea there was like so much of an interest. It's really cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
Yep, super duper. Almost homesteading, right? 4.6K, and it's funny because still most of that growth has either come from TikTok or it came from something else that happened, which I'm just stringing you along. Because it is like not something that is super funny or anything, but it was like, I don't know, it was just like the weirdest, strangest thing that happened, and yeah, I want to talk about it. So, You made cauliflower rice with seasoned ground turkey.
Ooh,
that sounds really good.
Really good.
From Sean, this is fantastic news. Don't forget us little people. I'm like still kind of spinning from it all, to tell you the truth, and have been for a couple of months now, because it's just like, you know, how many comments do you get back to? How many private messages do you respond to? Like, there's still a lot of learning involved that I'm not really sure about, but I actually thought we were completely shadow banned on TikTok. We were getting like 3,000 views on some of our videos, which is, when we had 190 something thousand followers, I was like, that seems strange. And then all of a sudden, we did this one video about why millennials and Gen Z are so interested in off-grid living and homesteading. You know, not that they're just out there doing it just yet. Many of them are, especially millennials, but just the interest, like why there's such big creators and people that can blow up these big channels seemingly overnight in this niche, right? And it's because, you know, people are sick of how things are and they'd like to do it differently. And I don't know, I think it was a really good video. I felt good about it. So
It was very good. It was very good. And can I just say, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Like, he is such an amazing ideas guy. And
I'm an ideas,
He's
because
an
I'm an
ideas
80s
guy.
baby.
And so, like, you know, I put it together and everything, and I admire that, because that's not really my strong suit. But boy, do I love being behind the camera. I do.
And she's good at it.
I really do.
She's super good at it.
Yeah.
Doris!
Hey, Doris.
Hello! Welcome to our sTEaD Talk, and thank you for coming to it. Yeah, and so anyway, it's been pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's been so crazy that I haven't even, like, went from my outside stuff to, usually I do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need my overalls on inside, but
We got our barn clothes on
started
tonight.
making food and, yeah.
Yes, tell us all of your news, Garden Warrior says. Hey, so one of the funniest comments that I get, and I have in a couple of videos now, is why is it, if you live off grid and you live on a homestead, why are your clothes always so clean, right? And I'm just like, first of all, that's hilarious. Secondly, my wife loves me, and she makes sure that I don't make a fool of myself. Third, I wear black, and in here with the light shining down on me, and then you can really see everything. It's like my clothes are covered in muck. It's like, it's ridiculous. And so yeah, I get called a fake homesteader quite a bit because my clothes are clean. You know.
Because no one would know how to wash their clothes.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, definitely the kindest niche that I've seen. Absolutely. And it's just like everybody wants to help each other. And what was really cool is in that video, I actually talked about the Greenwich Homestead, who I've known for years. And she grew by like 30-something thousand followers on TikTok. And another friend of mine, B&R Homestead, he grew like 20,000 more followers as a result of that video. And it's just like helping everybody to become more successful at helping everybody become more successful. It's like the most awesome, I don't know, it's the most awesome niche inception thing that I've experienced personally. So
Yeah, it is.
Gardening Warrior, I don't know what I am. Gen Z? Hey, you know, I would never presume in any way, but I did think I was a Zennial because I'm born in 81, which is that little micro generation between you know, Gen X and millennials, and apparently I'm 4 days past the limit to be one of those. Somebody also, you know, told me that I was misleading people because of those 4 days. It was very awesome. And apparently I'm like one of the oldest millennials. So I didn't know that. All those jokes I've told in the past. And so let's see. you make a very good point about the younger generations being sick of the status quo and heading out to forge their own path. Yeah, thank you. And it's I think it's really interesting, and I'm actually very hopeful as a result of it. I can't wait to see what they figure out and how they go about doing things and what they take from us and move forward learning, you know, which is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Ozark Family Homestead. Recently, our analytics show our subscribers are increasing searching for homesteading, off-grid, long-term food, etc.
Cool.
Yeah, and you know what? If you really look at that, it kind of like what people are searching for is kind of a predictor of what, and this is what I'm noticing with all of our analytics, is they kind of note it's a predictor of what people think is going to be important to know, right? And kind of it's kind of a distilled version of that collective consciousness, right? And those things, like I'm keep telling people, and I'm yelling it from the rooftops, like those skills in particular are not going to be optional, like later on in life. You're going to need to know how to do that, because things just can't carry on the way that they've been carrying on, right? Hey, Merlin, what are you doing? You're invading.
Yeah, he totally snuck under the chair.
That's so hilarious.
Maybe he could beg from you.
Did you tell them you walked 10 miles to the nearest creek to break the ice to scrub your clothes in the creek, watered by the fishes? You know, and to get there, I have to push a massive boulder up a hill, and when it gets to the top, it just like all of a sudden I have to start all over again. It's hilarious. It's 7K almost homesteading, and I have a challenge starting tomorrow. Oh, awesome! I'd like to hear about that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, me too.
Uphill both ways. Uphill both ways. Back to Good says that's hilarious. We are off grid, and so many people are surprised that we have a washing machine. Right? It's like, come on, guys.
You can have any amenities that you want.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It takes some time, maybe.
Hi. It's pretty funny. There's a guy right now going through the comment section of that video, and I've seen a bunch of his comments all of a sudden, and he's just like going through and talking people out of it. He's like trying to talk people out of it. And he's like, yeah, try having no internet. Bro, I'm live streaming. Like, come on. Like, try having no electricity. I have a lamp behind us. That part of it is falling off, but it still works because of electricity. Yeah. So there. But it's really funny, and being able to dispel all of those kind of myths, right? And show people like you can create a totally a life that is very similar to the one that you have, and never pay another utility bill, and you know, not have to work your life away just to cover all the bills. Like, those are the things that I'm talking about with people, and it's pretty interesting.
That it is.
Gardening Warrior 76, and I think 76 is Gen X, and 71 is definitely Gen X. Yeah. So, Sandy Cottrell, welcome to our sTEaD Talk.
Hey.
How do you support the family? Do you have to have a regular job? Well, you don't have to, but we certainly have, and lots of people do. What exactly are you trying to accomplish?
He's trying to climb
What are you
over
doing?
me so he can get down.
What's happening here?
You're almost there. Are you going backwards, forwards?
This is almost like the live stream where I had the scorpion on me. Okay, let's go back to that. So you certainly can. I mean, I know people that live off grid, you know, probably put 20 hours a week into their homestead and work a 40-hour a week job in town that's 30 or 40 minutes away. So we don't do that now, but we did. Carrie was a music teacher at 3 different local schools all over the county. and then I've done everything from, you know, I was a ranch hand on a buffalo ranch, and I was a ranch hand on a cattle ranch, and I was a welder fabricator. I've done scrap metal. You know, I've done all kinds of different stuff, and now we have a small business where we work with, you know, people that have podcasts and different promo videos and that kind of stuff, and we do that a couple hours a week, and that mainly covers most of the expenses. And then we've now for the last few months actually been making a little bit of money making content, which is awesome, because we're getting to teach people how to do this, and that has freed things up significantly. So
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
All home.
Let's see. Doris says, it's funny, but I've had people tell me that people that live off-grid were dirty and didn't like people. So I think it was a viewpoint at one time. You gotta go, bud.
He just wants to beg for your food.
You're not going to. I'm talking. So I think that was a viewpoint at one time, and now changing that viewpoint. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I love people. I don't have a problem with people. I have a problem with people being piled on top of people, and I think that causes so many of the problems that we encounter in life. And yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Come on, Merlin.
Yeah, let him out. You got to go on get, bud.
Come on.
I know you just want to be in on the conversation, but
You're supposed to try to sneak your food. Just go.
yeah, no, I know. And he's just, you know, wrecking the whole place. There we go. All right, now it's good. Yeah, Merlin is super offended that Carrie took his spot. Yeah, so the other thing is, the reason that we didn't have a live stream here last week was because it was my birthday, which leads us to a segment that I have been so happy to bring back. I had to play that little intro while Carrie was out of the room, because I don't know why, but it creeps her out. So yeah, it was my birthday, and for my birthday, Carrie did something that I think was really cool, and I would like to show you what that is right now.
Today is Jason's birthday, and I wanted to do something special for him. So I thought maybe you guys could help me out by tagging Jason here at Kin Homestead a happy birthday song, since, by the way, it's now public domain. Who knew? Also, just FYI, we won't be going live today because we're going to have a birthday celebration. So we'll catch you tomorrow.
How cool is that? So she got people to basically sing happy birthday to me from all over the world. There was people that were singing happy birthday and tagging us in the video, and a lot of people that were closer to us, or they would not sing but create some kind of an awesome, you know, montage
or of videos that they had gotten snippets of from our stuff, and then others were just pretty stuff. It was really
awesome.
cool.
And then there was also some really weird ones, you know how people will tag you in funny videos, and then you go look at it and you're like, I'm not gonna be able to unsee that. There were a number of those as well. Yeah, it was all good fun.
All right.
It was all good fun.
Nice.
Right? We brought back the little things, which, you know, you gotta do.
Here we go. There we go. Interesting.
Mike Kane.
Thanks, Mike.
Welcome to our sTEaD Talk. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you, and thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I say good to see you, but really it's good to see your name here.
It's good to have you hang out.
It's good to
with
have
us.
you hang out with us.
Yeah.
Hey, Nunya, Texas on the back 20. What's happening, brother? It's been a little while, but then again, I've been super inconsistent on the live stream. So who knows if we were going to be on or not?
Oh, that's funny.
So anyway, I thought that was very, very interesting, and yeah. What were you gonna say?
That was cool.
Here, if you'd like to talk for a few minutes,
I'm
gonna have me some of this here.
Yeah, I feel. Oh, I should have got you a napkin.
It's okay.
I feel like I just arrived. It was so yummy. The thing I made, I did not want to eat it cold. So I'm like, yeah, yep. But it was good. Did you tell them anything about what we're working on right now? Like outside? Okay, yeah. So, we've been expanding on the garden. I don't remember when we started, so maybe we already told you about it. But it is so cool how much more growing room we have. We got a truckload of horse manure from a lady that I met last year when I was asking in a garden group about where I could find compost. So she's got mountains of aged horse manure. So we went and loaded one up and mixed it in with our sand. And I think one more like trailer load, and we'll probably be good.
Yeah, for this year.
For this year. And then we've also got the skeleton going of a hoop house that we're putting in, so I can actually get things started not inside the house where I have very little window space. Plus, it
Very
turns
little
out
space in general.
our lovely little cats that we love so much really like to terrorize my plants, sadly. So that's so many reasons why.
And for the 6 weeks or
growing season being so short.
yeah, and for the 6 weeks or so that that the starts would be inside, it would be a shame to have to lock them in a box. You know?
Right, or I'd have to leave the cats outside while my plants came
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd hate that.
I don't think that'd work either.
They lay by the wood stove because they're soft. You know what I mean? They're soft. They wouldn't make it outside overnight.
No, they wouldn't.
You know?
We would never.
Not in
we wouldn't do that at this time of year.
Yeah. So why don't you tell them a little bit about the hoop house? Because I'm pretty proud of my junk curation and how it has resulted in said hoop house.
Yeah. So I guess it started out as some sort of like, I don't remember what it was. Did we even actually have that, or were those just the bare bones? Yeah, I don't even remember having this thing. It was some like old kind of cloth, storage unit type thing. And so we still had the frame of it, like the posts or poles or whatever. And then so it was 8 by 12, right? 8 by 12 feet.
No, it was 8 by 8.
8 by 8. All right. So then we were like, okay, cool. And we were talking about it, and I was like, well, you know, we had like bits of the trampoline. Actually, we had the whole trampoline. It's just disassembled because it was too small for the kids to jump in together safely. So then we used that with some other poles and pipe and doubled it in size.
Yeah.
So now we've got 16 by
8 by 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
doubled it in size, and we got the plastic and everything to put over the top. So somebody's asking here, almost homesteading, what's a hoop house? So it's essentially like, have you seen like a high tunnel, which is you know, these big metal hoops that are covered with plastic, and then, you know, it's like a greenhouse inside, right? This is a small version that was never intended to be that, but is going to work great for it because I curate junk. Yep.
That's true. That is the truth.
Never sleep on the junk pile.
Yeah, but so that's exciting.
So this will be the earliest that we've ever started starts. Not, you know, we're not going to start them just quite yet, but it'll by far be the earliest that we ever have once we do.
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yep, I've been learning all kinds of stuff that I knew I needed to know.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Gardening Warrior. Yeah, I've been busy. Haven't caught you. Yeah, this is kind of a busy time of year, and so it's I don't know. It's pretty it's pretty understandable. There's been so many days that we've missed. Last week, we remembered to say something on TikTok, but we forgot to say anything on YouTube, and we just were like, it was 7 o'clock, and we were eating cake and totally forgot. So, yeah. My cane, I won't be here for long. It's already past my bedtime. I understand. I feel like it's right around my bedtime today. We've been burning the midnight oil at both ends. I think that's two different sayings. But,
yeah, I'm a little exhausted.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Good. Quesadillas are done. These are awesome. And pretty soon here, I'm going to turn it back over to Carrie to just come up with something on the fly to say so I can eat some more of it. Gardening Warrior, my tongue is on fire. Too much slap yo mama.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it was an old one without a cover. Inside joke for all the new folks. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. It's gonna be very helpful, and we're also gonna do a compost heater in there. Carrie got the formula that you want your compost to be made out of, like the browns and greens, how much of each, to generate a lot of heat. Yeah. And so we'll be able to heat it in there with compost, which I'm also looking forward to, because I don't want to cut any more wood to heat a wood or a greenhouse.
Absolutely not. No.
I don't want to run electrical.
Yeah. Nope.
You know? So,
yeah.
Don't have to.
Yeah. So we're going to see what we can do.
Be
cool.
Almost Homesteading asks, have you ever tried the winter sowing thing where you plant the seeds in old milk water jugs? I'm trying that out this year. I haven't, but...
yeah, I haven't either. What are you going to grow in them?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of things do you start? I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Sean says, we use 16-foot cattle panels curved over an 8-foot wide frame for a hoop house.
Cool.
Yeah, those work great too.
Nice.
Yeah, we have like some hog fencing that we've made trellises with in the garden before, but this will be the first time that we have like an enclosed hoop house to be able to get all the starts going, which is really exciting because 2024 for us is about food independence. Like that is our major target. We got the energy independence thing down, or is functional at least. We've got all of our systems in place to keep us comfortable and all of that jazz. So we're now at the time where we're ready to really kick it into gear on the garden. We have our chickens and our layers, our egg layers, but we're going to add meat birds and pigs going into this year as well in spring, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun.
Super fun. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So with a compost heater, you can generate. A compost heap can get up to like 170 degrees. I mean, if you let it go, it can start a fire. But
yeah, there's certain things to be mindful of in a way that you need to compost.
Ooh, you talk about this for a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I've really just been sort of starting my research. You can look into it too, but you've got your hot compost, and then you've got a cool compost, and then you got kind of just the however you want to do it, like the lazy method, which is what we've been doing right now. But to generate heat, you need a certain amount of your greens and a certain amount of your browns, and then you need to give it like a little turn, and it has to be like a certain moisture and this sort of thing. So, but because of the microbial activity that's happening by breaking all this stuff down, that's what's releasing that heat. So that type of compost system can be broken down as quick as 6 months and ready to use as compost, which is cool, but primarily I want to use it as our heating for that greenhouse, because like you said, I don't want another thing that's gonna like consume power or heat. You know, it's like there are ways to make this, you know, still kind of a closed system that helps all of the things that are within it. So I'm like really excited. I've been learning so many cool things. So I could go on about the compost, but you know, that's still just cool information. So if you're curious, you can look it up, or you can ask. Maybe I know. If I don't, I'll tell you I don't. But
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. That compost heater is going to generate equal to or more than heat than I would on an exercise bike. With at least half the effort, which I'm really excited about.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So your daughters use the jug method. It works great.
Sweet.
Very
I'd like
cool,
to-
Sean. Oh, and Doris has too. And early cool plants did really good.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, because I have not heard. Some people in the group were saying they started things in milk jugs, and I'm like, cool. I didn't realize that was a like.
Yeah, you're like
you know,
making a little ecosystem. And I've seen them before.
What I've seen ones that are like fully closed off, like glass bottles. But is that what you're talking about, or is it?
Yeah. But like in water bottles and stuff. I think they cut like the bottom out of them, or like cut it at about halfway. You do all your sewing, and then you put the cap back on it or the lid back on it with the cap. I'd show you.
Well, I was just wondering, because when I started stuff in different types of, and it wasn't enclosed or anything, but there were some containers that I put my starts in that I'm like, I will never do that again, because there was a ridge and a lip on it. So I couldn't actually like slide anything out of it. So I'm like having to really, you know, basically dig out a bit of it to get the plant out.
And that's why you cut it
I was like coffee
at the
cans.
widest part, and then you can stick the top back over it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, because that sounds.
Yeah, let us know.
I don't. Yeah. Do you cut it? Is it like, boop, drop it through there? Is it glass? Is it plastic?
Almost homesteading. I'm starting the seeds that need cold stratification: lavender, anise, hyssop, etc. And a few I just want to get an early start on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I have
great.
apple seeds that I put in the refrigerator, and we'd gotten them from like when we were out just kind of foraging, and I'm like, ooh, well, I'll see what happens with these apple seeds. They're used to the cold, and they're like this big now. They just popped them in the refrigerator, and then I looked at them one day and they had sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Almost homesteading. The lazy method is what I'm using. Lulls. I like opt for the lazy method as often as possible, and if I find that, you know, it can't be done that way, then I go on to a different project.
I have no comment.
I always used to tell people, especially at work, like I can be counted upon like almost nobody else that I've ever met. I can be counted upon to find the easiest way to do anything. And that is a skill that I have. Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I wonder if you had enough compost if you could heat a very smelly house. Actually, you know what you do with that is you have a big compost heap outside, and then you run water lines out to it with like, you know, like the black plastic rolls of water lines. You run that through your compost heap, and then you pump it through the lines in the compost heap, the coil in the compost heap, and then you run it back inside and through a radiator, and people do actually heat their houses that way. Yeah, there's compost heaters, but you know, you don't put the compost inside. Because yeah, that would be a pretty smelly house.
Yeah, it's the only thing I'm not looking forward to being in the greenhouse is I'm gonna have. If I keep the balance right, though, it actually shouldn't smell very much.
Sweet.
Fingers crossed.
So let's see. Yes, Ozark Family Homestead said yes. She put various starts in there over the winter, and it is like a little mini greenhouse. Yeah, they like, you know, you just add a certain amount of water to, and it circulates
I've
like
totally,
rain.
I've totally seen that. I just didn't know if it was like I'm using milk jugs to start my tomatoes type of a thing. I get it though.
Sweet.
I'll have a video out about my jug.
Nice. I'll have a video out about my jug attempt in a couple days.
Sweet.
That'll be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
See, I forget what day I scheduled it for, but yeah, you cut the jugs in half, put in potting soil, plant your seeds, duct tape it back together.
Interesting.
Nice.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then you just set them outside. Jason's right on the setup. Just use your plastic jugs
Sweet.
for that. And
That's
and
cool.
also, Doris, you said one of my favorite sentences in the English language, which is, Jason's right. I don't always hear it often, so you know. Yeah, almost homesteading. Oh wow.
Full of it.
So you could use it to heat your house, or also a water heater. Yeah, people do use them as water heaters too. Like they're like preheaters basically, and so it'll keep your water circulating through it, and you know, maintain a temperature of like, you know, 85 degrees or 90 degrees. So then your water heater only has to, you know, increase it another 15-20 degrees. There's a guy, I can't remember his name, a creator here on YouTube, that has a huge, it's like the size of a big, you know, 2,000 gallon poly tank, but it's a huge composting, I guess you'd call it a bin, but it's really just a fence that's in a big circle, and he runs a big old plastic coil through it. And it's, you know, insulated from the outside because there's this much compost all the way around it, and then the inside of the compost is what's generating all the heat. And he heats his house, does a radiator like I was talking about, and then he also preheats all of his water, heats his greenhouse, all with that same one.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, which was super interested.
Yeah.
Or interesting. So back to good. We have tried the jugs before. They work great.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And let me bring something else up real quick. Sorry. Uh-huh. We also made a vertical garden with 2-liter bottles with the same concept. Cut them in half. Use the tops to keep greenhouse effect. Awesome.
Oh, neat.
Very, very cool.
That is cool. Nice.
Must be lagging pretty far behind. That's weird. Anyhow, so this other weird thing happened, and I thought it was pretty funny. So we put out this video on TikTok. It blew up. Somebody posted it to Reddit on a thread. I guess they're threads on Reddit. I don't know any of this stuff. So posted it to a thread on Reddit called r/no money memes, right? Or anti-money memes. And I'm like, okay, I don't see that, but all right. And somebody tagged this very large video game streamer, right? You know, these guys will get on and play video games and react to other people's videos and all that kind of stuff. And I'd never heard of the guy before, but apparently he's like one of the biggest video game streamers in in the United States and one of the top, you know, however many in the world. He's got 2.37 million subscribers here on YouTube, but you know, 5 million on Twitch and like all over the place. Although I have to say, and I'm only saying this because of how he reacted to the video, we have more followers on TikTok, so you know. But anyway, I wanted to show you. I can't, for some reason, I can't play it, and plus there'd be like copyright issues and all of that kind of stuff. But I wanted to show you this, and if you can, yeah, you can still hear me. So, so yeah, this is the guy. This is the person, and you can see yours truly right here. He actually picked a pretty good picture because it's thought-provoking, right? I'm like, yeah. And so his name is Asmongold TV, and he's got 2.37 million subscribers. The video currently has 329,000 views, and so here's what I find really interesting about it. So his take on it, he turned my 3-minute video into a 1-hour episode, essentially going on a tirade about how wrong I was, and which is fine with me. I would get on his show and debate with him about it if he wanted to, respectfully, and I think I could hold my position in space, and I think we'd do okay on that particular talk. So, but he came across so disconnected, like so disconnected from the average person, that when I went in to leave a comment, I started reading all of the comments in it, and like I've never experienced a video where 99% of the comments are like, you're so wrong, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that. I mean, it's just like, you know, some people were saying like mean things, right? I get mean comments all the time, but like some were like writing out full paragraphs of like statistically why he was wrong. And I think one of the most interesting comments was, how did he say it? If this is the video that tanks this guy's account, it would be so ironic. And anyway, I just found it like super interesting to.
Yeah, his whole comment field, this guy,
Yeah.
who you know is the streamer or the whatever.
Yeah.
His whole comment section was attacking him and defending what he was saying in the video.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And so I think a lot of the people, because he did tag me in the video and all of that stuff, I think a lot of the people that have joined our warm little family here at Kin Homestead on YouTube, I think that a lot of them came from that, which is really interesting. Somebody actually, I wouldn't have even known about it because I don't check that. I check where the comments are in studio, but I don't ever check my notifications, right? So I never would have known it. So yeah, somebody got on a comment on one of the other videos, and they're like, "Hey, you hit the big time. You just you were just an hour-long video on an Asmongold video," and so
Yeah, which is
very strange.
super random.
But if you're interested and you want to watch a chat completely turn on a live streamer, and also somebody just completely hit the mark or missed the mark 100% on something, check out that video, because apparently all you have to do is search Kin Homestead, and that's the video that comes up now. So should be interesting. Should be interesting to see what keeps happening.
Oh, it's bizarre.
Right? So you're now a celebrity in the video gaming circle. Yeah, I mean, like,
What's random about it?
I could play a little Pong. You know what I mean? I play a little Pong.
Yeah.
Little, you know, I have one of those games on my phone where it's kind of like Tetris, but not really. And then I also have one where you purposely crash cars. those are the video games that I will occasionally play. Yeah. But even on our live stream on TikTok, it was like people were mentioning it, like, "Hey, did you see such and such?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have no idea who that person is," but I did watch his whole video, and you know, he went on this like really weird tangent about how the thing that was the closest to making him think it was possible that there was a god was an avocado seed, and I'm like, Pitt? and how, you know, how the avocado seed works and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, all right. So when I commented on it, because I asked him, I was like, hey, if you want to talk about it, I'll come on and we could talk about it. And but I said, you know, you're not wrong about some of the things that you said. I agree with you on some of them. Like, for example, avocado pits are amazing. Everything else I think differently on. So it, you know, it would be kind of fun. It's the highest views video that he's done in at least the last couple of weeks. So maybe he'll want to talk to me about it, and then that would be really interesting to be on a Twitch stream with a video game, a successful video game millionaire person, talking about how, yeah, that's not a flex.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And I mean, it's got to be mainly I would think, the gaming community.
Or millennials and Gen Z.
Well, no, it's just how we got there.
Yeah.
You know, to having that many followers, to then move your platform onto something that you're commentating on other people. Right? The irony.
Well, he does
It's
those kinds of videos too, but I don't know.
I watch gamers.
It was very strange.
I would have no interest in watching them too.
Yeah. But, I mean, a lot of people did.
Like one or two people maybe.
And the comment section was ripping them up.
Which is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they would like sit around and watch me ramble about my take on things, but you know, he's definitely done something right with his channels, because he's got millions of subscribers. But he's, you know, it's like who was it? Was it Sisyphus? You know, pushing the rock up the hill, right? Like, two things can be true at once, right? He could have to push the rock up the hill, and it could be very heavy at the same time, right? So, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Very interesting.
Pretty good.
That's awesome. Oh, back to good. I knew who he is, but not a fan. Yeah, somebody was referring to him as the Goblin King. You know, I never mastered Pac-Man. That's probably why I gave up on video games, personally.
That's awesome.
I used to be a Pac-Man expert.
That's great.
Nice. Oh, remember that River Raid? I remember that. I had an Atari. Heck yeah. And I had a original NES. Then I had a Sega Genesis. And I remember I had saved up a bunch of, you know, little chores money and stuff that I had made to buy the Mortal Kombat game. And then, and I went to go buy it, and I was there with my friend Josh. And Josh goes, wait, you're going to buy this game for $60? Like, your mom's really struggling. She needs help. And I was like, video game. Give the money to my video game. And then I didn't buy it, and I gave the money to my mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah. Totally.
Super nice.
So I you know, it was like another 2 months before I bought it, and then by then everybody was interested in a different game.
That's awesome. My first game.
Get over here.
My first console was an Xbox, and I was like 16 when I could like finally afford one.
I remember that was one of the first ways that we spent time together, was playing Halo. You know, in all of our, you know, huge amount of time that we had at that time. and get home from work around like 12:30 and then play for an hour.
A little bit, yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Back to good. I have an Atari and at first the kids thought it was silly, but they play Minecraft and Roblox, so it's not really all that different. and now they think it's super cool.
I bet.
It's all, it's like
awesome.
it's all super retro. But yeah. Aw, yeah. You know me, Mr. Compassion. So so anyhow, you got anything else that you'd like to chit chat about? Helping Mom was better than playing Sonic. No, it was Mortal Kombat. So I'm still like, but no, she needed help, and I waited like another, I think, month and a half or so, and was able to save up enough again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ah.
Yeah, that's yummy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like beat today. I'm exhausted. Exhausted. The usual.
So what you're saying is I
Clean.
chose a good time to take a bite of food.
Well, it's something I can talk about. Okay. I
Talk
won't.
about the
Go
podcast.
ahead.
Talking
No,
about the idea.
I want to get this off my chest.
Mm.
Because it's been a busy day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wake up, you have your coffee, and the house is a mess. So you clean, and then do dishes, and then it's 2 o'clock. Oh, and then you make lunch. And then it's 2 o'clock, time to do a live. You do a live, and then it's like, okay, we're over, make dinner, do the next live, where I came in right in there. So if I'm a little frazzled, it's because I'm a little frazzled. I'm on the go.
It's totally understandable, and I appreciate
do
everything
enjoy
you
it.
do.
I enjoy it very much.
Mm-hmm.
On the topic of, what'd you just say? Oh, our podcast.
Yeah.
The idea of doing a podcast. See, because here's the thing. I really enjoy talking to this guy right here. So much so that I'm like, we should totally do a podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Because,
Today on our live, like 30 people suggested it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and in our lives here and also on TikTok, we want to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
And in that, we have our little back and forths, which are super fun. So I was like, what if we did one that was, more like, maybe over like questions that we got a lot, but also things that were like, here's this project and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also we're gonna have a segment where I'll read the funniest negative comments, because I think that's just hilarious. Some of them are very creative, and so I really like that too. We'll have guests. We'll do all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And it won't be live. We'll actually
edit
like
it.
produce it like a full-on show.
Yeah.
Which will be so much fun, I think.
Yeah. But before we do that, we want to work on the course that Jason's been putting together and get the videos going for people so that our attention can be on putting those things together and out. Because I think that's super awesome.
Yeah, me too.
So once that's like boom, then we do podcasts.
Will be good.
It'd be
It will
super
be
awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Halo!
That was my favorite game.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was, I
Super
think,
fun.
the first time I ever played a game all the way through. Was,
Really?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Wow.
And I think it was just totally because I just wanted to spend all that time with you.
Oh, thank you, love.
Mhm.
For sure. See, man, a video game super into. Like, I actually really enjoy playing video games.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very much. Very much.
It's fun. If
To
you're,
this day,
you
I
like
have
that
a video game friend that will, like, talk and play.
Yeah. They'll attack tweens on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Doris asks, what was the key point? What was this key point on the that I was wrong about on the video. I would think it gave a good view on the younger people, or the younger group of people. You know, it was kind of a standard like it was actually like really disjointed and disingenuous. Like it was like one statement was, you know, never set out to work hard, and then he would talk you know, at length about how he gets up at 11 in the morning, and then he goes to a meeting, and then he does a stream, and then he goes to another meeting, and then he does he works all the way until 11 o'clock again, and then he does it again. You know, it's like, it was like really disjointed. And you know, he was saying that he was probably the only person who actually had compassion for these people, because he was willing to be blunt with them. And you know, I look at it like this. I actually made a career out of changing people's minds about things, right? And no one in the history of the universe has ever had their mind changed by somebody bashing them over the head with what they consider the truth, right? It's never happened. That's never once happened to a human being ever. And so I consider that to be extremely disingenuous, because like if you're claiming to have compassion, then you'd want to be effective in your ability to change someone's mind, right? And that just has no efficacy to it. It just makes you feel superior. That's all it does, right? And so anyway, he just basically said everything I said was wrong. And, you know, I would totally give him the opportunity to convince me of it. You know, I would do that if anybody that you know happens to be watching right now. So, yeah. Almost homesteading. I have an Atari, but it needs a new cord. They always need a new cord. We collect video game systems.
That's cool.
How cool is that?
Nice.
And Almost Homesteading is also exhausted. I forgot, had planned to take today off.
That's what we did the last 3 days.
Yeah.
We
keep forgetting.
And we did not take one day off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah. Carrie should sing the funniest negative comments. Oh, we'll do it like a negative comment karaoke. And we'll bring up like the song, you know, like, oh, this one would go great with, you know, like you know, I don't know, Home on the Range. You know, this one would go in
really
Don't
funny.
Fence Me In. That would actually, that's great. See? That's why I love this live stream, guys. You guys always give me the best ideas.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Sean says, when someone criticizes any of our advice, we just say 7Kin was our source. Well, that and, you know, a nickel, I don't know, really won't buy you anything today, but...
Oh, that's so funny.
That was good.
That's great.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeehaw. Let's see. Almost Homestead is homesteading. Yeah, no one has been bullied into changing their point of view. It's never happened. Here's, you want to know the secret to changing somebody's mind about anything? Is you don't tell them how wrong they are about their opinion. You show them and you like really demonstrate to them how right they are, because all of their defensive mechanisms shut down, and then they can accept new information. And when they accept new information, they can think with that new information without having to be defensive about it and digging their heels in. It's actually a very simple concept, but when people say, you know, I'm a straight shooter, I'm gonna tell you the truth and this and that and the other thing, they're not doing that for you. They're doing that for them because it makes them feel superior. That's all it is. And so I feel like this rant would go great with his rant if I made some crazy non sequitur comment about the godlike beauty of an avocado pit. But I'm not going to do that. So yeah.
That's great.
Anyway, I would love to have the debate with him. Not debate, the conversation. I don't debate. I converse. I have an exchange of ideas, you know? But, you know, it's probably not going to happen.
Yep.
Ooh, back to good. Listening to music and watching you while watching the stars too. That just kind of...
That sounds really, really wonderful.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds lovely.
Almost homesteading, right? Yes, negative comment karaoke. Let's do that. We'll be like, it's not unusual, right? You're like, this guy doesn't ever do any work on his homestead because he's got clean clothes. Like,
I think he'll be doing the karaoke on that.
you think so? I think it'll be fun. It'll be super fun.
We'll both do it. It'll be great.
You'll
I'll
get in on
harmonize
it.
with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna be down here, and I need you to be up here.
You'll have to switch that for sure.
Ooh, almost homesteading reminded
Oh,
everybody.
thank you.
Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you guys so much on that,
appreciate it.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. And she has to do it on our other live stream too, and you know, plug the book and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love it.
I'm just like, well, what's your question? I'm gonna answer it.
And I'm all to learn more.
The godlike beauty of an avocado pit. Exactly. So, anyway, if you really want to have a very interesting time, go watch that video, and I would love to hear what you think. I mean, there's points that he makes that are not wrong. You know, I'm not going to say that they're not wrong, but there's also other ones that are just like, wow, that was intellectually inconsistent. You know, so yeah. Yeah, Jason will have to sing too. Yeah, well, I think that's pretty much it. So we had like a super exciting week. We had massive growth. We made one video that got 5 million views, that got us 190,000 more followers on TikTok. That also grew our YouTube channel to a point where it's probably on the about on the precipice of being able to be monetized, which is, you know, it's a milestone. It's definitely not the goal, but it's a milestone that I think is pretty cool. So when we get there, we'll have a root beer float social, you know, where we're all having root beer floats. You'll know about it in advance. Make sure that you have both ice cream and... There's my random non sequitur rant. The circle is complete. But anyhow, so it's been amazing. As always, we love hanging out with you guys. This is like one of our favorite things to do. We hate it when we miss it, but occasionally it happens. And I think Carrie is probably ready for her early evening nap that she never gets to take. Which goes right into a night of sleep. This is about the time Carrie goes on siesta. There you go. No, it never is.
Never is.
That's why it's a joke.
That's why it's a joke.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would definitely get the same clicks, but for a very different reason.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Those kind of things just jump out at me, right? And it's like, well, you said this, and now this is your position. I don't understand how you can reconcile those two things, but what are you gonna do? So anyway, I would just like to thank all of you guys for coming to our sTEaD Talk. Like I said before, we love doing this with you, and we love hanging out on Wednesday nights. And, you know, we didn't even devolve into talking about food tonight, except for, you know, I got everybody on quesadillas. So
It was yummy.
So with that in mind, until next week, we hope you have an amazingly productive and wonderful week. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you for coming to our sTEaD Talk.
Have a good night, guys.
We'll talk to you later.